everyone, my name is Irene and I'm an illustrator and art teacher from the Netherlands and I live in London and I run art classes. So this is something I wanted to film for a while now. I have a whole bunch of different paintings and drawings here that I've made in my various classes. So people painted along. Some of these are available to watch back on my website. And I thought to do a little, like a sketchbook tour, but instead of doing a sketchbook, I do a flip through of all the paintings and drawings I've made. I have many more than these. This is just a small bunch from the last sort of month or two. So you can see I paint a lot. And I don't really know what's in here. I've got a bit of a rough idea, but we'll go through it and find out together. So let's get started. Some of these are double-sided. I like to use my paper on both sides, especially if I'm not planning to sell the work or if it's just for practice, then why not? If the paper is thick enough, I can use both sides, right? So that's what I do. So a lot of them are double-sided. So there we are. Make sure I'm sharp. So this is a picture from last week. This is quite a recent one. It actually goes like this, which I thought was really fun. I'm quite pleased with it. Very colourful. I like the little bees. Doing see-through wings is a trick that took me a little while, but yep, I was quite pleased with this. And then on the other side, more florals. I often paint in themes. So whenever I plan something, like today I'm going to paint corals. I'm going to do corals at lunchtime and this afternoon as well. So I often pick a bit of a theme for the week. So I can put that here against the wall. So the next one is a charcoal class, which goes like this. So you can see I've not organized them, some of them are upside down. This was painting a wave. I really enjoyed this class. This was a bit of a challenging drawing, I think for my students as well, for my creatives. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do. We picked it because people were looking for a bit of a challenge. And on the other side is this lady. I really like her. I was thinking of coloring her in digitally. So I've already taken a photo and I think I will color her in. I do that sometimes with my charcoal drawings. So another bee. This is kind of an old one, not related to the bees from the first picture. I think painting honeycomb is always a lot of fun. There's something about repetitive shapes that is a lot of fun. And there's nothing on the other side. This is also an older one, orangutan. I love drawing animals. Drawing animals is lots of fun. This creature had so much movement in it. Then we have a pen drawing class. So this was a camel, I hope you can tell. From one of my drawing with minimal materials classes. Drawing with pen is lots of fun. It's one of my favorite ways of drawing. Little camel. This is actually a drawing from a class that was not by me. This was a class by Henike. I will link her class below. She offers amazing yoga classes and meditation groups, women's groups, circles, and she did a mandala making class. So this was my mandala from that class. This is something completely different, something very solid. A set of tools. Doing still lifes is a lot of fun. I really enjoy still lifes. There's something about just really taking the time to observe what something looks like and what sort of texture is it, what sort of shape, where are the shadows. You don't have to worry too much about, likeliness, but it's all about finding the right textures. That's something that I always really enjoy. And another still life on the other side. So you can see my drawings are often in sets. Actually, maybe I'll make some stickers out of this one. I really like them. I think they came out really well. I might put them to the side. I think they would do well as a little sticker set. And I sort of feel the same about this chicken. I think it has a lot of character. It would make a good Easter card. So maybe I'll also put this one aside. And the background is empty. This is a landscape that we painted in one of my classes, which I'm very happy with, but it feels a little bit unfinished still. I feel like I need to add something to make it pop more. So sometimes that happens when a painting dries up at the end. You feel like maybe I need to add something red or something to make it pop a little bit more. There's absolutely no red in this picture. It's all greens and browns, yellows and blues, so no red whatsoever. And maybe that's what I'm missing, a pop of color. I like the feeling of walking towards the sea. Another bird. So this was a little pheasant. I think I went a little bit crazy with all the leaves and I quite like it. It's like a little scenery. This one I think came out quite cute. I also like animals, I like doing animals. And another animal, a cat. This was really fun to draw because of this really strange body shape. I think all my creators really enjoyed it as well. It's quite a challenging drawing, but because of the strange shape and the movement, it is easier than you think, because you cannot really go wrong, because the shape is so alien that it's easier to focus on the details and just accept it for the way it is. If it's a shape that is sort of the way you would expect it but slightly off, it's much harder than a shape that is completely full of movement. I hope that makes sense. Drawing in charcoal is a lot of fun. I use a lot of, I don't know if you can tell, I use a lot of my eraser and pencil, and I like to create lots of texture. So again, an older one. This one is a little bit more in a sort of traditional gouache style. I use gouache in most of my watercolor paintings, and I just tend to dilute it a bit more with water. But you can see the colors in the background are really vibrant, and yeah, I really like this one. So this, I think I made this maybe September, October, autumn time, when mushrooms were growing everywhere. I tried to sort of stay on theme a little bit. And I think I accidentally painted this on someone else's painting. I don't think I made this one. I think my boyfriend made this painting in one of my classes. He used to come to a lot of my in-person classes. So I will not take credit for that one. I think he'll be okay if I show that. Owls are always lots of fun. I like drawing owls. And this was clearly a Christmas scene, a little nativity scene. It was quite hard to complete this in an hour and a half, and my classes are an hour and a half. So it was quite hard to complete this within that time, because there's just so much going on. So we decided to keep the faces and the shapes of the animals really simple and really focus on telling the story, so to say. Yeah, maybe I'll make a Christmas card one day. This was a painting I did for a corporate event. So if you joined that event, you might recognize it. It was a Christmas painting session, and we all made this little robin. I think robins are such traditional Christmas birds. And a wreath. Painting wreaths is always lots of fun. This is an old one. Let me see. An old painting of a snow scene. I'll go through them a little bit quicker now. And this one I really liked. I will also put this apart. I think this might also make a nice sticker. I really want to make more sticker sets, so I think this would be a good one. I think it has such a clear outline and it is very on topic at the moment with all the flowers growing everywhere. So I will put it aside as well. It's quite a fun way to discover some of my old work. This was a really fun painting. I don't think it's my best one, but I really enjoyed making it with all different colors and other colors in the water and the fireworks. And then this little fellow on the other side, which actually went like this. He was climbing down on a tree. And I think with those colors in the background and those little leaves, it has a bit of an sort of Asian feel to it. It's almost like this is bamboo, sunsets. Yeah. I don't know if there's any squirrels in Asia, but it feels a little bit, yeah, it has a bit of that vibe for me. I don't know if that's justified or not. Another charcoal drawing. I have sprayed all my drawings, but I might still get a bit of charcoal on my hands. Doing seals is always fun. Seals are such fun animals. They have so much character. And if you just start drawing, a seal is a really good one to start with because they have quite sort of simple body shapes, really rounded. But you can still give them lots of character just by how you put their little faces on. And a little street. I really like this one. I might color this in as well. I think it has a lot of character and a little bit of depth and all these cobblestones and textures. This was a castle, as you can see. It was a bit like a fortress. It's quite fun to go through your old drawings this way because sometimes you lose, you sort of forget a little bit what the things are that you made. And if you look back at an old drawing, you notice new things. I really like this big cloud in the background. Yeah, quite happy with that. And another Christmassy drawing. I did color this one in digitally, so if you look at my Instagram account, you can see this one in color, which is quite fun. So these coloring ins, they're, well, especially if it's a dark drawing like this, they're still quite dark, but it gives a completely different atmosphere to the drawing. This is another one that I really like, another seaside scene. I really love how the water came out and all these colors, sunset colors on the water. So this was a very calm painting. I remember this class very well. It just had a very calm vibe and everyone was very concentrated, and yeah, people all made beautiful drawings, beautiful paintings. But I think the calmness of this scene sort of reflected in how everyone felt in the class, so that was really nice. I must have painted this twice. An autumn forest. So these are some of my favorite paintings. I loved using lots of red and browns, really warm colors. And this is exactly the type of forest where I like to go for walks. Here in England there's a lot of small little paths that you can take, footpaths. Sometimes you can discover the most amazing places. So this is definitely the type of painting that I really love making. And a parrot. I don't know what type of parrot this is. I did use a reference picture. You can see it is a bit more of an intense style, more gouache style, more layered. So another painting that I'm very happy with. I always like painting birds. And a snow scene. I really like painting snow. There's a lot of different colors that you can use for snow, much more than what you might think. All these like muted pinks and purples and blues. And there's quite a lot of shadow in snow as well. But I remember I thought the train was quite challenging because there's so much detail on a train and it's not the type of subject that I paint very often. So I'm not very good with cars and trains and machinery type things. Most of my paintings are animals or landscapes or flowers, things like that, people. I draw a lot of people. But not so many trains, so that was really fun to do and quite a challenge. And as you can see, this is much more up my street. So it's almost a bit like an sort of medieval look where you look out of a castle or something like from a bit of a fantasy story. You can use this in a book really well, I think. I really like the sort of parchment texture that the paint has created on these walls. That plaster type wall. And yeah, very calm scene to look out over. So another one that is a bit more my own personal style. I always try to challenge myself and pick new topics to draw. So this is a woman that I painted a little while ago. Decided to go for blue and brown colors here. So again, no reds whatsoever. Yeah, this one is very little red in that picture. And I don't think it's the perfect portrait, but I really like the atmosphere. Oh, this is one that I did last spring, I think. It's probably in Pride week, because I think with the colors. And it's a painting that I really enjoyed. I think it'd be a lot of fun to replicate this again. It's a little bit different from my normal style, but a lot of fun to do. Another landscape, something a little bit more grand. I really like the atmosphere in this picture. You can sort of imagine it being a scene out of Star Wars or some sort of other planet type film. Yeah, very happy with this. I think I posted this as well on Instagram. And nothing on the other side. So this is another painting that I'm really happy with, but it feels a little bit unfinished. And I think it's because I did not get around to do the really dark colors. So there's quite a bit of texture here in the wall already and here, but it still feels a little bit unfinished. So it was a really good practice picture, but still a little bit unfinished. And I think it's also a bit of personal style. If you really like those soft colors, then it's yeah, you can call it finished. I like my colors a little bit more popping and a bit more bright. So generally, that is the style that I go for. There was just a lot going on in this picture. So in an hour and a half, yeah, this was as far as I got. And yeah, I could paint over it and make it a bit darker here and there if I wanted to, but I don't know. I don't think I will. So this was another really fun picture to paint. And the biggest challenge here was the coconut. I don't know if you've ever tried to paint a coconut, but it's a very strange object. It quite quickly looks completely different from what you want it to look like. So that was the biggest challenge. But again, I love painting birds. I could make this into a little sticker as well. I might put this away to do something with. I really like this one as well. I think this might be a blue tit and this might be an American tit. I'm not 100% sure about that. So another car. I'm actually quite pleased with this one. I think it came out quite well. It really has that sort of rugged view, but cars are not my speciality. So this is not something that I paint or draw very often, but I think it came out quite well, and all the dents I think look quite natural. Yeah, quite a fun drawing to make. And then this is much more something that I would normally paint or draw. This we really focused on the hands in this class. Not too much on the face, we really wanted to focus on the silhouette and having the right proportions, so the arms long enough. But the hands was definitely something that we focused on here. And I draw quite a lot of hands, so I don't find it too hard. They're not perfect, but and this is another very spring-like scene. I love painting roses. I have a bit of a sort of technique that I use for roses, and it was a lot of fun to paint. This is not my living room, but that sort of farmhouse, warm, sunny living room style. Maybe for a holiday house. I'd quite like to stay here one day. And this one became brighter and brighter and brighter, and I really liked the result. It is quite a fun picture, I think. Very colourful. I think this is more something that I would sell as a print. But actually, this was a lot of fun to paint. I really like making all the different flowers. Another pen drawing. I like drawing cats. Quite happy with this little kitten. I think I made a few mistakes, sort of in the proportions of the face, but it doesn't matter. I'm still really happy with it. I think it was fun to do. And a lion. I think doing just the face is a bit easier than doing the whole body. You can see how many little lines there are in there. So this was also a drawing I made for a group event. So all these drawings that you see now, I've made sort of live. So if you join one of my Zoom classes, I make one of these paintings and you paint along with me, and yep, they're all live. So sometimes they turn out a little bit better and sometimes not so good. That's just the reality of doing work live. Another charcoal drawing. Cats are always popular. People always like drawing cats, big cats especially. And this was another drawing that I was really happy with. I like the underwater effect. I think with the little bubbles, we can tell that this polar bear is swimming. Polar bears have very long noses in comparison to other bears. So if you want to draw bears, make sure you have a look at different types of bears and their noses. This is quite a recent one. A deer. I made 2 deers that week. It's not on the other side, but I like drawing deer. Quite strong and majestic animals. And there is a little deer in here, but this was not for a class. This was just a drawing that I made because I wanted to try out these crayons. Sunflower. Also a painting that I'm thinking of making into a pattern or into a sticker. And a very calm little waterside scene. I think that is definitely a little bit more my personal style. The thing is with your style, all these pictures are made by me, so technically they are all my style. You can say, I want to do more of this, or I want to do more of that, or that's the direction I want to go into, but yeah, each of these pictures is made by me, so arguably they're all my style. Yeah, this was a lot of fun to do, this seal. He looks a little bit deranged, I think, but in a nice way. And another water painting. Dolphins are quite funny creatures. Like a lot of people like dolphins, and they have these goofy smiles, and it was a very playful painting to make with lots of splashes and splatters, no background. This was another group event, so if you joined into this one, you might recognize it. So this was not a public class. Yep, it was really fun to do little hedgehogs. Hedgehogs are really fun to draw. They have a lot of character, and when you first start drawing with pen, it's really fun because you can do all the spikes and you don't have to worry too much about it being perfect because they're a bit wild with all their hair going everywhere. So they're perfect for people who are new to drawing. Another pen drawing. I quite like this one. I think he's got a lot of character. Sometimes the fact that it's a little bit wonky makes it look even better, I think. On the background. And last but not least, little owl. Owls are one of my favorite animals to draw. I really love owls. They have such beautiful eyes, and they always look very intently. Every owl is different. Sometimes they have these like big eyebrows, or yeah. So drawing an owl is definitely something that I enjoy, and nothing on the background. So that was the last one. So thank you so much for joining this flip through. It's not quite a sketchbook tour, is it? But this flip through. And yeah, let me know if you enjoyed it. If you comment underneath, you can let me know if you want to see any more. I have many more paintings that I can flip through and show you. Some much older as well. So yeah, let me know. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you want to find me, my website is makingsandmusings.com, so make sure you check it out. Thank you. See you later.